Hey everybody, today we've got a watercolor time lapse called James and the Giant Carrot. I'm starting by just pencil sketching the picture that I want to draw in here, and then later on I'll add the watercolor. Initially I hadn't really decided what I was going to draw, so I started to put a hand here and it looked real shit, so I got rid of it and put a carrot in its place. This is good because it really made the title make a lot more sense, for one thing, and carrots are much easier to draw than hands, so if you don't know how to do something good, I guess just do something different. You know what I mean? So I went over to the west coast on the weekend. I like that part of the country. It's the first time I've really kind of relaxed there and really taken it in. There was a shop that my wife and I went to that sold painted rocks. And it was literally just that, like little stones you pick up from the river, and they just painted pictures on them, which were kind of cool but very, very simple. And they had a whole shop, and that was the whole shop was just selling those rocks. And I just thought, you know, that's pretty cool. Someone's just got out there and done it, you know. Of all the things that you wouldn't think would work, that would be basically the top one. And yet there it was. There it was. You can't argue with reality. Another thing that you wouldn't think would work would be where I got the inspiration for this picture. So I went with someone called James over to the west coast, and a couple of other people, but James told me a story where he went to a restaurant and it was kind of like a fine dining thing, and they used a lot of whole foods and natural ingredients. And one of the meals they served was called a three-way donkey carrot. And yeah, you heard that right, a three-way donkey carrot. When he got the meal, he found that it was just a carrot, and it was cooked 3 different ways. So, like, I don't know, boiled, mashed, and roasted or something. I guess that's just another crazy thing where, like, someone started this restaurant, they've hired a chef, the chef's done all this training and, like, got his certificates or her certificates or whatever. And then, you know, they make a 3-way donkey carrot, and that's reality. As crazy as it sounds, that's how it is. And not only did they make it, but James went along and paid like $20 or whatever for a carrot. And that's the world, I guess. So sometimes when I do these videos and these pictures, I'm like, man, oh god, that's a shit picture and that's a shit video. But I guess by just doing whatever naturally comes out, I get whatever naturally will come in. Whereas if I do something different that's not really natural, I'll throw the whole universe out of sync, I guess. And you'll see that I didn't really mention before, but the background has got all these swirly colours through it, like kind of trippy hippie style. I saw this really cool post on Reddit where they took samples from the foreground to make the background. So I used the colours from the foreground that I was going to use to make the background of this, and it kind of ties it together, and I don't know, makes it look quite cool. The one on Reddit was way better than this, but that's alright, I'm trying. So just doing the shading on the face and the wrinkles, and now I'm starting on the hair. So that's with the hair going in there. The sun's come out obviously and cast a bit of a shadow, but at least I'm getting my vitamin D. Which, interestingly enough, people with ginger hair, which I have, can make vitamin D in lower light conditions and don't need as much sun as the rest of the population. Which makes me wonder if that was one of the evolutionary advantages of the red hair gene. Other than just obviously aesthetic enhancement, I guess. So just adding a bit of darkness to the hair here. I kind of wish I'd done it ginger now, but to be true to the subject, James, he is not a ginger. And now I'm starting to use a bit of just clean water and cleaning up the edge of the face. And then I'll go ahead and just add clean water to like the cheekbones, the nose, any highlighted areas of the face. And this is an easy and a good way to kind of add highlights. So what I'm doing is adding water and then drying the brush and just sucking the water back into the brush, like soaking up the water with the dry brush. And this lifts off the colour that's already been put on. It is still a tiny bit damp, which I think helps it lift off easier, but yeah, you can add bit highlights kind of easy doing that, which I quite like. It's easy too. Easier than however else you're supposed to do it. It does kind of make it look more 3D, so that's cool. Now I'm just starting on the carrot, adding a little bit more detail, adding some leaves. Carrots need leaves, that's how they get their energy from the sun. That's how they grow big into donkey-sized carrots. And then they get cut into 3 pieces, cooked 3 different ways, slightly different ways, and served in a Whole Foods fine dining restaurant. So I'm using the same technique here to just suck a little bit of water out of the, suck a bit of colour out of the edge of this carrot to add a bit of a highlight. Kind of stuffed it up a bit, kind of put the water too far into the background, but whatever, still looks fine. Just drawing a circle around the outside now to create a bit of definition of the image. I kind of like these ones with a black circle around them, so I thought I'd give it a crack myself. So while I've got you here, I just want to introduce the next big thing that's coming up on the Good Times Brad Times channel, and that is Good Money Brad Money. It is an amazing series of financial advice, and if you watch it, I'd imagine you'll be very wealthy enough to hang art in your house that you didn't have to paint yourself. So I hope to see you then, and yeah, I hope to see you in person as well. If I know you in person, which I assume I do, or you probably wouldn't be subscribed to this. So, all right, I'm gonna, yeah, call it a day. See you later.